nothing but a full preview of UT Martin for the next 20 minutes. We're going to talk Tennessee.
On to the next, man. On to the next.
On to the next one. It's exactly. I think Jay-Z said that. He's Jacob Warren. I'm Dave Hooker. Like, share, and subscribe. And our weekly visit with Jacob is brought to you by Vassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive is worth the drive. I'll tell you more about them. And we've already had some doozies. Great win against Pitt on the road. The monumental win against Florida, but none bigger than this. Jacob Warren, I'll just start it wide open. How does it feel the day after to beat Alabama? Not only that, but the fashion you did with all the history. What are the emotions like?
Man, it's great, man. It's awesome because this is something that I think the Florida game was similar in the way that, I think we had talked about how, that's history, right? Like we changed history. We hopefully changed the course of the program and that game, right? And now, like this game, just being on social media, seeing all of the stats or whatever it may be of how long it's been. And, the last time that Tennessee did this or put up this many points on that team or whatever it may be. And it's just been awesome to see, and kind of just, it makes me smile every time I'm on Twitter or something and I see the video of the crowd rushing the field and just thinking back to, where I was and how I felt in that moment. And, yeah, it's awesome, dude. I'm super excited that we were able to do it. And, it's not like we didn't expect to. I think a lot of people didn't expect us to, but a lot of people did believe that we were going to be able to go in there and do that. So it's great to make it happen.
Well, it was phenomenal, and the fans charged the field. It is one of those once every generation type of games. I would equate it to the 1998 Florida game in which fans charged the field. It had that feel afterwards, and I'm sure you'll never forget that. There were a couple of times that I thought that maybe the game, even though you guys outplayed them, might slip away from you. Obviously, the fumble return for a touchdown that Alabama had on the Hendon Hooker-Jabari Small exchange, I was like, oh, no, that's not good. Yeah. And then they have an opportunity to kick a game-winning field goal. There would have been some time left. But at any point, I think I kind of know your answer. You're an optimist and a realist about this team and the fact that you win and the doubts are gone. But can you describe what's going through your mind at those particular times when it looked like it might slip away?
Yeah, I think I was thinking about this earlier, just the fact that, even last year, years past with this program, with my team in particular and the teams I've been on here, I think that at that moment, right, whenever you turn around, I was on the field, right, and I'm trying to go block, and I turn around after I hear the crowd and I see what had happened. In years past, that would have like defeated us. That would have truly deflated our team. That would have been like, man, like, dang it, like it happened again, right? But like that's not how it was at all, right? We all are on the sidelines and understand that it was a mistake, and understand that we shot ourselves in the foot, and that all we can do is trust the defense and go out there, and when it's our opportunity, go make plays. And so I think that's one thing I appreciate about this team is that like whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and there's not much that we can do. I mean, obviously we control what we're able to do, but just circumstances happen. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't think that there's doubt. I think you sit there and you're like, okay, maybe what are we gonna have to do to win this game? It seems kind of out of reach, but I mean, it was the perfect story. It lined up perfectly. They go down and the defense gets defense holds them, stops them, and they have to kick the field goal. And I don't know. I guess you could say we lucked out, but
I don't think you lucked out. I thought you won. I thought you guys won the line of scrimmage throughout the game on both sides of the ball. No, I don't think it was luck. I thought they would have lucked out had that exchange turned into something.
Yeah.
No, I thought you guys were the better team during that game, clearly. And I'm curious, did anybody step up at that moment or say something, or did everybody just put their heads down and say, let's keep rolling here. One mistake does not define a game.
Yeah, it's you kind of have to balance the line, right? And there's a side of it that's, going to, say right Hendon, right? Say I don't even know whose fault it was, right? No one's fault in the exchange, but like going to Hendon and telling him, "Hey man, like it's all good, like keep it up, like whatever, keep like." Hendon doesn't need to hear that. You know what I mean? Hendon needs to hear, "Hey bro, like come on, let's go. We're gonna go back out there and do it, and we're gonna go out there and do it the right way." And so just kind of understanding, who you're talking to, I guess, but also, as you walk up and down the sideline, trying to get, if while the defense is on the field, trying to get our O line, hyped up, or like, yo guys, like come on, like we're about to go do this, like keep it up, keep your foot on the gas, telling the running backs like keep running the ball hard, man, like we're gonna continue to clear up holes, and it's just up to y'all to hold on to the ball and go hit it. And obviously the wide receivers had a big day. Jalin had a big day, so just making sure that they're still locked in and they're ready to rock and roll. So I don't know. I don't think it's much like you don't have to do a whole lot of talking, but just kind of everybody get on the same page. Just communicate the fact that we're all still in it and we all still believe in each other.
When I talked to you after the Florida game, I thought to myself, this hasn't settled in yet with
Yeah.
Jacob. And I brought that up, and you said maybe it hasn't. And
Hmm.
maybe I was a bit enlightening for a change. But it feels like this one has set in that, but because of maybe what you have done in the past, that this one
Yeah.
isn't as startling as I don't want to use the word shocking, but it seems like you guys or you right now are just taking this in stride. This was a big win, but it was a win you expected.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like we tell people all week, like we're gonna win the game. Like we have full confidence in ourselves that we can go out and we can execute. We can put up a lot of points, and we can win any game that we play. So, this one was special just because, man, like I don't know. I don't want to say we were due, right? But there's been so many times with that team that, it's either been out of hand or there's been one point, like I said in the game, where we chose to not finish. We chose to not fight back. And like everyone knowing that we're beyond that point maturity wise as a team, it was exciting because we know, all right, we're gonna hit that point, we're gonna get there, and then we're gonna be able to push through and we're gonna be able to go finish this game and win, which is what we should have been, or had the opportunity to do, I guess, in the past in many different games. But um, yeah, no, I think it's hard not to kind of let it set in. Stood on the field for, 30, 40 minutes after the game, just, taking pictures with people that were saying that it was the best day of their lives. I'm like, the best day of your life? What? Okay. All right. Maybe like your wedding or something, or your kids being born. No, it's the best day of my life. I was like, all right, dude, cool. Me too, bro. Me too. So, man, it was awesome just kind of being embraced by everybody, by the city, by the fans, the student section coming on. I saw a lot of my friends on the field, and um, yeah, man, just a lot of time just celebrating it and being happy about it.
What was the key? Because Will Anderson was the defensive end slash linebacker, edge rusher, whatever you want to call him. He was on
Hmm.
my Heisman ballot, number 3 last year when I sent it in. And I actually wanted to put him a little bit higher. But it, what was the key to limiting him to 3 tackles? Was there a game plan that revolved around him, or did he just get outplayed?
Um, we'll have to watch the film. I haven't seen all of the film yet, and so I don't really know exactly what it was. I don't know if it was just us just handling him well, or him, not playing as fast as he normally does, or what. But um, I don't think that you don't run the ball away from anybody, right? You're not sitting there like, oh, he's over there, let's run it left. Like that's not really how you operate in the college sense, right? In high school, you might do that. You have a big recruit or something, you want to run the ball away from him. But in college, you just run your plays and you just trust your guys to go get it done. And I guess that's all we did last night. There was a couple times where I'm blocking him, and he's a Heisman candidate, right? He's a good player, right? And he's strong, he's physical, he's fast. But other than that, I don't know. We'll have to watch the film, like I said, to see exactly what happened. But you
But
know,
going in, there was no special sort of package where you had to make sure that he was doubly accounted for in any shape, form, or fashion.
I'm sure just naturally by, maybe the calls that the O line makes, what I'm saying, whether it's some kind of zone scheme or something, you need to say, hey, make sure that double team him wherever he's at, make sure we are in a combo with him. And, that might have been the case, but that's conversations for the O line room. You know what I mean? Nothing that I'm necessarily too concerned myself with.
Fair point. Did you know you shook the earth? That it actually ranked. I'm not kidding. That that the game ranked on the seismograph on the Richter scale. Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of that. That's pretty dope, though. That's pretty sick.
Twice.
Yeah.
Actually, the missed kick by uh, the missed kick by Alabama, and then when you guys actually made it,
Hmm.
it ranked on the seismograph.
Man, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. And the whole time that they're, that place was wild all night, but the whole time when the crowd would get really loud, and they would put the what you call it, the sound, dude, the decibels. I know the word, the decibels up there, right? And there's like they had the Nealon record up there, and it was like 118 or something like that, and they were pushing 116, 114, 113, and it was just, I don't know, man. It was electric, just the way that they feed that stadium and they feed the field, and we truly kind of, play off of them, and they help us out a lot. There's a lot of times where, their offense was, get delayed games or false starts or can't communicate, have to call timeouts, and that's truly just a testament to the fans and the people in the stadium.
The Vol Report brought to you by Vassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive, it's worth the drive. Whether it's industrial mowers, or commercial mowers, or residential mowers, they've got you covered at Vassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive, it is worth the drive. And with Vassy Lawn and Garden, they've got the hedgers, trimmers, everything you need. Toro, count on it. Jacob, I was really impressed with the Princeton Fant package. At
Hmm.
first, when they talked about him possibly moving into the backfield, I'm like, "What? That doesn't make any sense." But um, what do you make of that and the ability to kind of adjust during the season and get him involved in that, or did that come before the season?
Yeah, Princeton is a guy that has kind of bounced around all over the place, and he came into college, I think, as a wide receiver. He played quarterback in high school a little bit. Came in as a wide receiver, got moved to running back, to linebacker, to tight end, back to linebacker, back to running back. So he's been all over the place, and so he's one of those guys that is super athletic and is super physically gifted, so he can do a lot of different things, right? He's fast enough to play wide receiver. He's big enough to play tight end, and he's agile enough, I guess, to play running back. And so just the versatility with him being able to do stuff like that, like we did on the goal line they hand him the little fullback dive, and um, he's able to make a jump cut and then stiff arm a guy and then run through a dude on the goal line, and that's not something a fullback should be able to do, right? But
Yeah.
um, no, man, he's adopted that role of just kind of being that guy that can do it all. So very happy for him, and obviously he makes that big 2-point conversion as well on the little shovel pass, and um, yeah, just stuff like that gets me super excited because I love seeing him be successful.
Is that something we could see out of Jacob at some point?
Maybe we'll see. He got the call that time. He was on the field
Uh,
when we ran when we ran that one. Definitely not fullback, but maybe a little shovel pass here and there.
okay, all right, all right. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I want to see. Do you go into a game knowing that player X is going to have a big game, whoever that is? And
Mm-mm.
okay, because I'm referring
No.
to Jalin Hyatt, who I've told you
Yeah.
before. I'm just really fond of
Right.
how open he's been at press conferences about how he wasn't mature enough last year, and now things are
Hmm.
happening for him. Did you go into the game thinking that he had more than his fair share of opportunities? Because 5 touchdowns is pretty good.
Oh my gosh. So we're sitting there and the stats come up. It's probably third quarter and it says 5 receptions, 194 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And you're just like, how that stat line is just ridiculous, right? And so I'm thinking back to the plays, and the plays that he scores on are just our base plays, right? This is just plays that it wasn't like, we're trying to, you know, take special shots or do anything like that, we're not running a lot of double moves. I think maybe one of them might have been like a little out and up, you know what I mean? Whatever. But this is just him just going out and just truly just beating people, right? And just running right by people, and Hendon putting the ball up in the air right where it needs to be, and the O line protecting it enough for him to get the ball out. It all just kind of came together, and it is weird. It seems like one person is making all of the plays, but yeah, you can never predict it, right? You never really know who it's going to be, and sometimes it's a bunch of different guys. And tonight or last night, I guess it was Jalin that you know, made all those big ones. And obviously, can't forget about Ramel and Brew and them having good games and catching balls across the middle on digs all night. I mean, running across the middle, jumping up, catching balls, putting their body on the line. So yeah, it was huge. Obviously, yeah, happy for Jalin too, man. I think it's awesome.
Hit that like, subscribe, and share button to be a part of our Tennessee and SEC coverage on Off the Hook Sports. The Vol Report brought to you by Vassy Lawn and Garden. So I'm assuming that you shared a little bit of time with Peyton Manning, who was there. That were you able to? Have you met him before? Did you meet him or?
I've always been around him, and I've never. I don't know. I didn't even see him last night. I never. I figured he was probably in there. I saw Al Wilson. Me and Al Wilson usually chat, a little bit every once in a while whenever he's in town, and he always has nice things to say. But yeah, for some reason, I just have never, shook his hand, introduced myself. I don't know why. I've been in the same room with him, and it seems like everybody's always all over him. So I kind of just stay back and figure maybe there'll be a time when I'm walking around the facilities and I'll just run into him and I'll be able to introduce myself there. So I don't know, but yeah, I think it's awesome that I don't know, that he was there and he's able to experience that locker room and stuff with us. So
Maybe he can get you on the Manning cast.
yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be awesome.
Well, let's go the Al Wilson direction then. He
hmm
is an all-time fan favorite. What are the
Yeah,
conversations like with him?
yeah. Al's super real. Al's very intense, very excited, and very proud of us, of the university, of the individual players, of the team as a whole. And the first time I met Al, I went up to him and I introduced myself to him. He said, "Dude, I know who you are. Like obviously I know who you are. Whatever. Like you're doing a great job. This is last season. So you're doing a great job, man. Keep it up. I love the way you play." And um, man, just like super encouraging because you get a guy like that who Hall of Famer, all time dude, right? When one of the legends of this program, and for him to come back and just be so invested in us is really cool. And then last night I think it was warm ups or something. I just hear my name called from behind me. I'm not really paying attention, but he had said something. I turned around, I saw it was him, and he embraced me, gave me a hug, and just said like, man, like again, just super encouraging. Just he's like, I love the way that you lead these guys. I can tell just by the way you act and the way you walk and carry yourself. And hearing it from him, not that he is whatever, but just hearing it from somebody on the outside that understands the game and understands how things work, and um, super reassuring for me that just kind of that I'm doing the right things, I guess. And so yeah, I appreciate Al for sure.
So the Florida game, you kicked it with Theo Vaughn, and this game
Yeah,
you kicked it with Al Wilson. So if both
yeah.
guys call and they say, "Hey, I got Friday night open. You want to hang out? Who you hanging out with?"
I'll bring both of them because we have a great time. I promise you, all of all of us. I'm like, yo, can I bring my boy Theo? He's like, yeah, for sure, bring him on. So,
But if you had to choose,
um, I gotta take Al. I could pick Al's brain a little bit more and kind of get a lot of information out of him. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard.
okay, so Hendon Hooker, you and I had talked about this. The goal always was to get to Atlanta, but
Yeah.
that was the first time I believe, other than our conversation, that it was said publicly, at least to
hmm
my knowledge. And he said that was the goal to get to Atlanta. Well, I hate to tell you, but it might be time to reset some goals
Right.
because the college football playoff selection is the first one is coming out shortly. Um, do you reset the goals, or do you just think let's get to Atlanta and see what happens?
Um, at this point, you get to Atlanta, you get everything else that you want, right? Um, so I think I don't know. I don't think you necessarily try to think too far into it. I think you kind of just take it day by day. Again, I think this is the very immediate answer, but it's true. Like I think you win 6 games and you've got the back half of the season to look at, and you got good teams on the schedule that you got to play, and you got to go out there and handle business. But I think the goal still is Atlanta, right? Like I said, if we're in Atlanta, that means that we've done what we need to do um, to get there. And I think I don't know, college football playoff obviously is is the goal, right? That's everyone wants to be there, but I think you take care of the business and you take care of the goals that we have to get to Atlanta. I think that those will kind of work themselves out as well.
Hendon said he didn't smoke a cigar because he doesn't smoke cigars. Did you smoke a cigar?
Yeah, I did on the field with everybody else.
How many cigars have you smoked in your life?
That was probably the fourth cigar I've smoked in my life.
Good, bad, take it, leave it. Thoughts?
They're cool. I don't know. It's hard after a while. I probably smoked like I don't know how much that is, an inch maybe. And I was like, yeah, I'm good on that. It's enough. It was more for the experience and the pictures, but it was cool. I enjoyed
Get it?
it.
And they're kind of hard on your voice too. If you decide
Yeah,
to go into broadcasting, I will go ahead and tell you
stay away.
they can be tough on your throat. Well,
Right.
Jacob, as I've continued to say, congratulations again. Very
Thank you.
happy for you on a personal level, but I think that you're going to see in years to come how this game will be remembered, and
Hmm.
you're going to be a part of a team that I think will be a part of Tennessee folklore for a long, long time. So, kudos to that, and go get ready for UT Mark.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I really do.
He's Jacob Warren. I'm Dave Hooker, brought to you by Bassey Lawn and Garden, the Vol Report. Like, share, and subscribe. We visit with Jacob and Tennessee Sports Today every week. Like, share, and subscribe. Bassey Lawn and Garden, man alive. It's worth the drive.